library and then views. We see if I can also access the book. Let's check chapter 2.
Oh, yes. Ini bisa pakai wifi ya? YouTube nggak bisa pakai wifi. Harus ada data nih.
Check page 48. You can access the book. If you have any troubles accessing the library, just meet Pak Didit. He'll show you how to access the library.
Financing enterprise. Wallet Buffett.
Yeah, well, it's
Buffett. So good.
Can you access the page 48 study questions?
Iya, kok nggak bisa dicatat ini? Oh, it's a custom edition. Which page are we scrolling to?
48.
Okay.
I cannot log into the library. You just meet Pak Didit outside.
Chapter 2, right?
Chapter 2, yeah. Page 48.
Okay.
Chapter 2. Okay. Okay, good.
Can we download the book?
Yeah, you can access that.
Can we download the book?
No. Unfortunately, no.
We can't download the PDF. Like,
It's just partially. Only partially per chapter download.
oh, per chapter. That is
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
dumb. Why is it
right.
like that?
I agree with you.
Why can't we just download the entire book?
I don't know. I asked them for 3 weeks now, and I
Even like
still
the
cannot
libraries
download it.
didn't have like the physical book or at
No,
least.
they are express delivered to here
Oh,
just this week.
that is so dumb.
I
Oh,
know.
wait, sorry. You know, this one second aja. Finance and
Okay,
customization.
please check study question.
What is like what the hell? Print allowance. What is applications? Oh, hard stuff. Let's see. From what's it?
So could you please try to give like answer for the study question 2.2, 2.3, right? You can work in group anyway. 2.2, and 2.3, and 2.4, 4, 2.6, 2.7. While they are waiting for their reply.
Save image.
Okay. Part.
Hah? Kayak
Just
sekitar.
have a look at the questions and then try to write down very briefly your answer, and then we can discuss it after everyone joins the class. You can access the book or what? Cannot properly access. You can open the book. It's you. When I click this, it should open. Yeah. So it's a problem. You cannot access it. It's just a book. Okay, I think for those who can access the book, could you please screenshot the book and then share to your friends who cannot access it?
This is a book. Sorry.
Okay. Now I'm going to start the discussion. Can you access finance.yahoo.com?
Finance.yahoo.com.
Okay. Then choose one Australian company you'd like to see the financial statement. Do you have any idea? Cadbury?
Find your company.
Yeah, just find the
The
Australian company or Indonesian company. Up to you.
what? So we just find the company?
Yeah, find one company and then put the symbol to Yahoo Finance.
Yeah, Australia. Any company.
What kind of company would you like to see? Try you put the code of CBS1. 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 So put here CBS1. No? Or is it just use Indonesian? Sorry, NDF, INDF logic. Yeah, it's just an example. Just put them back there. And then click financials. 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 Okay, so this is what we are going to discuss today. This is just an example of financial report. So what you see in this display is income statement. Right? So there are three main financial report: income statement, and then balance sheet, and then cash flow. So you can see the structure in income statement. It's always put information on total revenue, and then there is also gross profit, right? Then operating expenses, operating income. Yeah. So there are 3 points that are very important. You have to have a look at income statement. The first one is total revenue, and then gross profit, and then operating income or operating profit, and then net income. Okay? So there are 3 points. Okay? And then basic EPS, diluted EPS. Basically, we touched a bit last week. So we are not going into detail at that point. So this is the cost of revenue, gross profit, and then operating income, and then net income for common stockholder. The second report is balance. Are you all familiar with financial statement? No? Yes or no? Yes. So this is balance sheet statement. So the structure is different. In balance sheet, we can have a look at total asset, right? And then total liability. Yeah. Total asset, liability, and then common stock equity. Going back to that later. Yeah. The last one is cash flow. Yeah. Cash flow. So we have three information in cash flow statement. The first one is cash flow from operation, and then cash flow from investing activities, and cash flow from financing activities. If you want to analyze uh, the firm performance, then the information you really want to have a look is cash flow from operation. You can see this is from ENDF. The cash flow from operation is increasing from 2020, 2021, bit downward on 2022, and then up again in 2023. Right? So it indicates that the NDF is healthy. Right? So that's the structure of um, financial statement, right? At least if you are going to have a look at the fund performance, then at least we can see those three financial statements. What do you think the importance of those three financial statements? Income statement, balance sheet, yep, and then cash flow. Income statement, and then balance sheet, and then cash flow. Now, if you want to check the asset of a company, which financial statement you want to have a look at? Yeah, balance sheet, right? Asset. So we have assets, yeah, and then liability and equity. Then, if you want to check the profitability of a company, which financial statement you are going to have?
Cash.
Income statement, right? Income statement, revenue, right? And then you can see the gross profit, and then operational profit, and then net profit, right? And then what is the function of cash flow statement? What do you think? All of you got 100 in your quizzes, so you're supposed to be able to answer the question, right?
Quizzes is amazing.
Let's just see the business cash inflows and outflows.
Yeah, cash inflows and outflows. So if you want to specifically analyze the cash flow from operation, yeah, and then cash flow from investment and financing activities, then you check the cash flow statement. Okay, so this is the importance of financing. Have you checked the video pods for chapter 2? Can you access the video pod for chapter 2? Yeah? All of them? You can play the video pods for chapter 2?
Yeah.
Yeah?
But only when we're at home.
Yeah. So it's all there. So it's all there. Right? Now you can check this question 2.2. What do you think is your answer? 2.2. Let me check. How do gross profit, operating profit, and net profit differ? So you know that gross profit, operating profit, and net profit is in income statement, right? So all those three are different.
Means gross profit means all of the profit without uh, dikurangi
Dikurangi apa?
dikurangi beban apa?
So revenue minus cost of goods sold, right? Revenue minus cost of goods sold equals gross profit, right? And then operating profit. What is operating profit?
Operating profit refers to the firm's earnings from its ongoing operations before making interest and tax payments.
Without interest payment.
Uh, Before making interest and tax payments.
Oh, okay. Before making interest and tax payment. So gross profit minus what? Interest.
Interest and payments. Tax payments.
Interest, yeah.
And tax payments.
plus tax payment, right? Is this correct? Yeah.
I think
Equals,
it's
is it correct?
I think it's not. It should be operation cost.
Operation cost, right? Gross profit minus interest plus tax payment minus operating cost.
No. No
No?
need interest and payments. No need interest and tax.
So, yeah,
Just the operating cost.
yeah. All of you agree?
Okay.
Good. Gross profit minus operating cost equals
Operating
operating profit, right? And then net profit,
The sales minus all expenses.
sales minus all expenses. It's net profit.
including interest and tax payments.
Okay, so this is operating from this operating profit minus interest, right? Interest plus tax payment. This
Yes.
equals net profit. Okay. And then what is the difference between net profit and EBIT?
Net profit is without the criticals operating profit.
Yeah, EBIT is operating profit, right? See, so this is the same with operating profit. Earning before interest and taxes, right? Then one more thing, EBITDA. What is EBITDA? EBIT, EBITDA.
In earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization.
Yeah, what is depreciation? And amortization.
It's like
Yeah.
Declining when you bought something like things, so assets, the value like go down as we use as we use the assets like so the price is already minus it's before decreasing the value of time.
Okay. Any response from the boys? Depreciation. What is depreciation?
Wait.
Any ideas about depreciation? Depreciation.
Yeah. I think it's when something is
Use value. Right?
Yes.
Do you think it incurs cash or only record? Cash or non-cash? Non-cash, agree?
Depreciating value.
Depreciation is cash or non-cash?
Non-cash.
Non-cash, right? Non-cash. Okay. So keep in mind that the financial statements, if you are talking about income statement and then the balance sheet statement, it's the basic record is using accruals, right? It's non-cash basis. Okay, so it's non-cash basis, right? And that depreciation is non-cash. So if you are talking about the EBITDA, I think before interest payment, tax payment, and depreciation and accumulation, it means that the total cash that you have from total revenue of your company. Right? Well, it depends. If you want to see only the net profit, then just have a look at the net profit. And then if you want to see if your company went well or going well or goes very well with the businesses, you can have a look at the EBITDA. Right? EBITDA. Do you have any questions? Clear?
I'm still confused about the depreciation and amortization. Can
Hmm.
you like paraphrase?
Depreciation is an example. Simple example. You bought like what assets, right?
Car.
Car. Car. In I don't know this year.
Yeah, I think maybe.
Yeah, 2024, right? What is the price?
500 million.
500 million. Million new rupiah, right? And then next year, what is the expected value of this car? 550,
No, it's not
650?
350 or 400.
Yeah, 400. It depends on the way you record your depreciation. So if you think that your car would last like 10 years, and then up to, sorry, this is the, to, up to 2034, right? And then you decided to do like, well, 500 million divided by 10 equals to what, 50, right? So in 2025, if you use this, you reduce your car value by 50, right? Now 50. And then at the end of 2034, the value would be 0, right? So this is the depreciation, right?
So in 2034, it's free.
Yeah, it's practically your car is your value of your car is 0. So if you sell your car in 2034, then practically you don't have any value to sell your car, right? So if you want to sell your car at least 5 years from 2024, you still have, this is what we call book value of the car, not the market value of the car. Right? So this is depreciation. Amortization is a bit different because amortization used to be amortization is for like patent, you know patent? Hak kekayaan intelektual,
Oh, yes, yes.
right? Patent, and then non-tangibles, right? Say your company doing research and development, and then you found patent on I don't know microchip, yeah. It's not the microchip that we put depreciation schedule, no, but it's the patent. So you need to value your patent. Say the value of your patent is 10 billion US dollar, then you have to amortize your patent up to, usually we amortize the patent for 30 years or 20 years, right? The concept is the same with depreciation. Both of depreciation and amortization is non-cash activity. So in in reality, you just record this without putting aside any cash. Okay. Do you have any further question? Right?
Wait, sir. I have a question regarding like the patent. Like, so that means that in 30 years the patent is worth 0.
Yeah, theoretically yes. Because if we have patent, yeah, We only have like 20 years of the age of our patent. But after that, our patent have to be available publicly. So it depends on the technology.
But that means like technically, if for some reason, let's just say that it's $10 billion for 30 years, right? What if in 15 years, so we can actually sell the patent?
Yeah, sure.
But
Yeah.
if other person bought it, its value is actually already half, or it's, let's just say, like regains to the full 30 years again.
Well, what we have here is book value, right? Book value. If say you have this patent, and then I'd like to buy your patent, yeah. So we are talking not about book value, but market value. So the market value could be different from book value. Say after 5 years, your patent is worth for I don't know 25 PO, 5 years the book value, but I think your patent is worth more. Then I can bid for 27. Please, I'd like to buy your patent for 27. Then you sell your patent, you get 27.
But it's if the other person bought it, it's still like 25 years.
Yeah, the remaining
Or the
years.
remaining
Yeah,
years, so it can't be renounced. Like,
no, from zero again. No,
oh
the
yes.
remaining years, the patent will be mine. Any questions again? So it's clear. Income statement, balance sheet, and then cash flows. Right? So you can answer 2.2, right? Gross profit, operating profit, and net profit. So you can differentiate those 3 points of profitability of a company. Okay. And then, what do you think the relationship of income statement to this statement, the balance sheet statement? What do you think?
The revenue, the income, the more they get by assets.
Sorry, could you come again?
If they have if revenues, the revenue negative by assets more.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah. That could be one possibility. If you have enough revenue and then your net profit is good, and then you can buy more assets, and then it reflected in balance sheet statement. That makes sense, right? Any other way?
Wait,
Can
sir.
also pay dividends.
Sorry,
Pay dividends.
paying dividends. Yeah, dividends. Yeah.
I have question again, like regarding the depreciation. So that means like, let's just say that we the car is 500 million, right? So the next year it's 450, meaning it depreciates 50 million.
Yeah.
So the depreciation expenses is 50 million, right? Not
Yeah.
450.
No.
Oh.
Okay.
It's
Yeah. Right. So one idea is to connect the revenue or net profit. If you have enough net profit, then you want to expand your business, you can buy more assets. Right? But before you buy more assets, reflected in balance sheet statement, there is one thing you can pay your excess cash for dividends. The other options is to record it as retained earning. Have you read about return earning and dividends? So what is the difference between dividends and return? You keep smiling.
Dividends is what you pay to the shareholders, while retained earnings is like the residual amount of profit that you can use to reinvest in your business.
Okay. Say.
So
Say. Okay, no problem. You guys
See,
say. Okay, so no problem.
Wait, but
Dividend.
who decides the difference dividends and the retained earnings?
Okay, I'll come to that later. Right. Right. Okay. So if you have net profit, yeah, then the decision for the company is to invest, yeah, to invest the net profit or to distribute, right? If your shareholders agree to invest, then the net profit is going to be what we call return earning, and return earning is recorded on the balance sheet statement, right? Asset, liability, equity. So return earning is part of equity in the balance sheet statement. Retained earning, this is an example that, okay, the shareholders agree to expand the company. Yeah. And then let's invest to more machinery, or let's invest to land and build factory facilities. So that's the example of using return earning. So you have net profit and then invest again your net profit to your company. Right? And then if the shareholder said like, okay, I agree to invest part of the net profit, yeah, and then after that, please distribute your net profit to us as a shareholders. Okay, then that is what we call dividends. Okay. And so part of net profit that comes to shareholders called dividend.
Uh, so if I have net profit and I invested it, it's called return earning,
Return earnings.
so that I can buy more assets.
Yes, and then recorded to your balance sheet when your asset is improving from last year to this year.
But why is it equity? Shouldn't it be supposed to be assets, not equity?
Oh no, that's for the recording activities on financial statement. Practically, you can just buy any assets if the company is yours and only yours. But this company, more than one shareholders involved in this company, then you have to talk to your shareholders,
So the
right?
assets and equity have to increase.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this is the return earning, or in the book you can uh, read as well. This is the, sorry, what we call the flowback ratio. So if you read the book, then you find the terms flowback ratio. Practically, it's the part of net profit goes to return. Okay. Next, the, okay. Now please check the 2.3 from the firm's perspective. How are dividends different from interest payments? So dividends versus interest payments from the firm's perspective. How do you explain dividends and interest payments from the firm's perspective? What do you think?
I think that dividends is distributing the fee to shareholders, right? But if it's interest payment, the firm says pay interest to the bank.
To
Bank.
banks, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Do you have any response? Different response? Yeah. What is the differences of dividends and interest payments? From firm's perspective, of course, not from shareholders' perspective. Firm's perspective.
Firms, I think, um, interest payment, firms must pay the interest payment to them. While dividends, they have the options to keep the money or share it to their shareholders.
Yeah. In principle, that is correct. Right? You don't have obligation to pay dividends to your shareholders as a firm. Right? But interest payment, you have to pay it regularly because it's an obligation for you to pay the interest payment regularly. Dividend, no. Right? Okay. And then, what if now, not from firm's perspective, from shareholders' perspective? Which one do you prefer? Pay dividend or not to pay dividend? Or return earning?
Obviously, pay dividends.
Pay dividend, obviously. That's a sensible option, right? But if you have, say, you have opportunity to expand your company, and then would you consider return earning instead of dividends?
Depends on the market, how the market works.
What do you mean by the market? The consumer, the industry?
The probability.
Yeah,
Yeah, if the company has like a huge percentage of chance to grow bigger, then maybe we would want to reinvest. But if the company is like stuck, yeah, yeah, we want to know.
Okay. Yeah. So as a shareholders, uh, would you support company to do return earning or borrow, borrowing money?
I think it's return.
it depends on state and the probability to success in the
Yeah, if say you are a shareholder of Indofood, then we are having this kind of meeting, and then I presented to you that
money.
look, we are going to make a decision on improving our business. So it depends on you. It's up to you. You want to do return earning or borrowing money from the banks. What shareholders say? What are you going to choose?
Does the company usually have like excess retained earning from the year prior?
Yeah, it's possible. So what do you think? Borrow money
I think
or
if we have the money, why should we just borrow?
if you have the money, then do return earning.
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
If we don't have, then yeah, I think yeah, it's the only option is to borrow.
So what is the point then? Why do you choose return earning?
Yep, because it don't need it. I think it doesn't actually give interest if we use the retained earning.
Right? Yeah. So you're talking about this, right? Earning before interest and taxes. Right?
Yes.
If you pay less interest, then there is high probability that you get net profit
Yeah.
higher net profit,
higher dividends and
right?
higher
And then
retained
higher
earnings.
dividend. That's from shareholders' perspective. Which one is cheaper for the firms? Retained earning or borrowing money? Which one is more costly? Retained earning or borrowing money? Borrowing money.
Because you have to pay interest, have to pay interest and then pay interest.
I think it's all. Yeah, I think because retail doesn't have any interest. So
Retained earning doesn't have any interest, but yeah, I agree with that. The company doesn't have to pay regularly. Yeah, they can
I think
opt
retail
not to
earning is
pay.
like the company's, let's just say, cadangan, isn't it? Or
Yeah, makes sense. But in reality, return earning is more costly than borrowing money.
what?
Have a look at the percentage or earning per share. Yeah, you can have a look at the dividend payout ratio and dividend yield. You can compare the dividend yield versus the interest rates annually. So our dividend yield currently stand at like 25 to 30%, while borrowing money yearly is 15 to 17%. So the cost of borrowing money is less than return earning. So the dividend yield now on average is 25 to 30% yearly. Right? It means that as a firm you have to bring 30% profits, right, to your shareholders. Okay, 30%. And then if you borrow money, the cost of borrowing money is less than dividend yield, less than average dividend yield. It's 15 to 17% yearly. Then 25 to 30% versus 15 to 70% yearly. So cost of borrowing is actually less costly than return earning, right?
Wait, I don't quite understand. I mean, let's just say that company has 100 million excess profit. Okay, so with the dividends yield rate of 25%, so that means that the company retained earning is 75 million, right? And let's just say they want to actually buy a machinery which is 50 million for new expenses. I mean, why don't they just use like the excess retained earning of 75 million?
Yeah, that's no problem at all. But in comparison, if you compare the interest rates yearly, in comparison with dividend yield yearly, the dividend yield is higher than the interest rates, right? So logically, firms tend to borrow money instead of put return earning or on their company.
Is the dividend yield like agreed upon with the shareholders? It's like real dividend, you don't have to pay.
No, we don't have to pay in Indonesia, but in Australia, you have to pay dividend regularly, at least quarterly, right? In the US, then you have to pay dividend regularly, right?
Regularly as in like monthly.
No, like quarterly or 6 months and half yearly. Okay? That's by regulation. So in Indonesia, yeah, you can do anything you want to do. Right? Okay? Well, it doesn't matter. You can disagree or agree with these facts, but in reality, most of Indonesian company, yeah, choose to finance their firms using return earning instead of borrowing money. Most of Indonesian company, listed stock companies, yeah.
But why did the company choose to remain earning?
That's also my question for the last 10 years. I cannot answer your question. I think, well, aside from state-owned companies in Indonesian Stock Exchange, most of the companies listed in Indonesian Stock Exchange are family firms, regular family firms, right? It's not really public company. is only owned at least like 10 to 11% publicly owned, the other are owned by family, right? So that's one of the costs. But if you have a look at Australia, the profile is quite different because most of the companies in Australia choose to borrow from the banks instead of using it because the earning is quite expensive, right? In the same case with the US, the US tends to borrow money from the banks instead of using it. Okay. Right? And then net working capital. What is net working capital of a company? And where can you find net working capital information in the family? Financial statement, income statement, balance sheet statement, or cash flow statement. Yeah, balance sheet statement. So what is net working capital?
Current assets minus current liabilities.
So if you have current asset, then do you have also non-current asset or long-term?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So net working capital is the difference between current asset and current liability. Current asset minus current liability is net working capital. Now, do you think this can be negative?
Yeah. And wait, no.
Okay.
Might be.
If the rate costs too much.
But the relative is
What if a company has negative net working capital?
Since their liability is bigger than their assets.
Yeah, yeah, right? Yeah. The current liability is larger than current asset. When do you think that company could have this negative net working capital? When? When? Uh,
when they're
oh
going.
yeah, what kind of situation, what kind of economic, kind of economic condition that make companies has negative net working capital? What kind of scenario can you think
Maybe
of?
they have a lot of debts, so a lot of liability, or they can go bankrupt.
They can go bankrupt. Yeah, maybe.
So, what is the
This is current asset and current liability.
Or maybe it's like a high, like they liquid, they liquiditize their assets too much.
Could be. 2020, this year, COVID, right? During COVID, most of the company, especially listed ones, tend to have this negative net working capital because they have to survive during this very unexpected period. So they increase their current liabilities. Why? Because they need to pay uh, wages, right? Yeah. So they increase their current liabilities just for short term. And then if you have a look at the companies during these times, most of these companies would have like this negative net working capital. So it's only for survival. It's a method of surviving. But mostly the normal is positive. It means that you can cover your current liability with your current assets. So it's a healthy company. Okay. So this is 5 more minutes and you can have a break. So this is income statement. The structure is revenue, and then cost of goods sold. Then you have gross profit, right? And then gross profit minus the operating expenses. Yeah, you can have uh, net profit, right? OPEX plus interest plus tax. Yeah, then you can have net profit. Oh, before this, sorry, then it's operating profit. Yeah, and then tax plus interest. Yeah, and then you have net profit. And then this is balance sheet, right? This is asset, yeah, liabilities, and then in equities you have return, right? So net profit, we add here. Okay.
So that means dividends is on liability.
No, because this is liabilities and the lower part is equities, so it's separate.
So where does dividends belong?
Here
What?
we recorded this dividend. Right. So if you see the balance sheet, equity balance sheet, this is how firms finance their activities. So this is business operation, yeah, business operation, right? This is the financing strategy design, using liabilities, borrow money, or return earning equities. Right. Okay, let's have a 10 minutes break.
Oh,
dibayar 2.000, kenapa kok lebih? Gini maksudnya, retail earning sebenarnya gini, apalagi retail earning itu kan berarti apa? Aset sing sisa, maksudnya untung sing sisa, profit sing sisa. Nah, tadi kan dibilang dia kan mana yang lebih mahal, ya itu perspektif dari company, saya konsumen dan company mau ya, 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 ya kan, tuh kayak iya, jadi berarti retail kamu itu ya awalnya 75 juta itu, kalau misalnya 100 juta itu namanya net profit, gitu. Iya nggak sih? Kemudian 100 juta itu kan berarti angkanya net profit. Untuk bersihnya itu 25 juta kan dikasih dapat dividen.
Jadi kalau 100 juta terus kamu minta, kamu kan bayar 70% dong.
Nah, kamu mikir itu kan bukannya 70 juta sing sisa itu tuh bukan apa
Jadi ngomong
aja,
aja.
bukan itu apa uang sing sudah ya it's
habis bayar 25
sisa ya kayak ya
Then to record your attendance. Sebenarnya serat rumah.
wah
dividen dari 25 juta.
ya
Dulu minjem duit, investasi itu juga investasi 15%. Itu kan 15 juta. Tapi dulu kan lu punya lebih banyak minjem masih punya 8 juta, sedangkan itu cuma 25 juta.
ya kamu sih apa 75 juta itu 75 juta itu uang gimana ya? Ya ini ada lebihnya. Nah kalau misal the company itu firmnya mau beli kayak aset itu di bawah 75 juta juga. Kenapa kok? Ya karena Pak Mas nggak perlu pinjam debt kan.
Masih kerja, masih punya lebih.
Kalau ya buat apa mereka pinjam 25 dan meskipun lebih untung. Kalau ini kan aku mikir sana ada 75 juta itu
Kalau punya tanggung jawab, dia punya kemarin
Ya itu untung,
tapi untung.
jadi perspektifnya shock gitu. Mungkin gitu aja. Karena soalnya kan
soalnya aku mikir itu waktu
Dia kalau punya duit, apa yang dia
sama aku mikir juga kan cuma bukan next year bukan apa formnya kan dapat uang lah yang paling dari profits ya memang nggak selalu tapi let's say misalnya sama terus rata setiap tahun cuma ini next year mereka dapat aset lagi maksudnya nutupin dan tapi lagi nutup kecuali ya mereka mau investasi besar-besar dan misal aku mikir akhirnya leda bukan ini mereka butuh otomatis ya misal mereka mau investasi besar dari datatingnya tak cukup nah itu baru mereka pakai dan aku mikir kayak gitu ya kalau aku sering itu kayak misalnya masih ada sisa ide tapi tetap pinjam dari makanya itu kayak nggak ya memang sih ya coba ya misalnya secara persentase memang itu sih memang ya lebih kecil ya namun tapi itu kalau ada uang apa ya so just I have a question.
Which one?
Yes, this is very fair.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I think getting my logic, like, let's just say that if a market has actually still retail earning is like the, let's just say, cash.
Cumulative money.
Yeah, it's cash, like, it's very liquid. You can spend it whatever you want. So, if let's just say that the company wants to invest more, if they have retail earning, like, why should they borrow? Even though it's the interest rate is actually lower than the dividend yield.
Yeah, one logical reason is that the economy is more expensive than borrowing money. It's more expensive than borrowing. That's one reason. And then borrowing money, cost of money storage is lower than retail.
What does this mean?
Cost of monitoring means that if you borrow money, the one that monitors your company is the bank. Bank monitors your company. So if you pay regularly your interest payment, then your company most likely not in trouble. So you put aside your cost of monitoring from your funds to the bank,
Yeah, okay, that's
right?
from I think yeah from what I think it's like let's just say that in this is in America which or Australia when retail earning is distributing dividends is a must. It's
Yeah.
a must by law. So meaning that if the company has, for example, 100 million Australian dollars, that is the net profit. So they give 25 millions to the dividends, and they have
So they
75 millions left. So I think, yeah, if they want to invest for like if they want to invest in assets that is less than 75 million, what's the purpose of? What do they, yeah, why do they choose to borrow?
Yeah, they can do that.
Yeah,
They can do that.
but I mean, even though yeah, the yield is actually
So
more
it's
profitable with
25,
government,
say 25 million US dollar. Return
75
earning 75
yes,
million US dollar. Return earning versus 75 million US dollar borrowing money.
yes,
Well, you can just put your money in to your company. That's very logical. But again, the dividend yield is higher than borrowing money.
but
That's the
also the
problem.
dividend yield is already paid before like 25 million. So I think like 75 million is already like a net without like needing to.
Yeah, 25 out of 100, 25%.
Yes.
Yeah. And then you can borrow money less than 25%.
If we actually need more money. But
Yeah.
if
you
we
actually
don't,
need more money.
if we don't,
If you don't, you just put your return earning into your company, become cash or invest it in financing or investment activities.
yeah, I think like, that's the point that I asked. Maybe like whether
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Let's say if I have 75 million rupiah, right?
Yeah.
And then I borrow money 100 million rupiah. That means 70% of it goes to shareholders or not?
You borrow, sorry, you got 100 and then
I have
borrow
100.
75.
Uh,
Yeah.
uh,
You borrow 75.
Hmm.
Yeah. The rest of the money is up to you. You want to invest
up
this
to you
in
is
other,
up to the
up
farm
to the
or
shareholder.
up to the shareholder.
Yeah, up to the shareholder. Well, if you put return earning to your company, invest it in the company, okay, the cost is higher than borrowing money. That's the underlying problem of putting in return earning.
so if we borrow money, we pay the shareholder cost.
Yeah, because you pay interest. Right?
But if we, oh, because the interest goes, so
Yeah, because the interest goes to the bondholder or the loan holder or the bank, right? So minus the interest, the net profit would be less than if you put return earning. But again, the cost of return earning is higher than profit. So the total cost of your company would be higher if you put return earning into your.
so how much does the bank each receive? That depends.
Sorry, it depends the interest rates.
No,
Yeah, it depends on the interest rates, but most return earning or dividend yield is more costly than interest rate,
oh, okay.
right?
And 70%, if we borrow money, 70% of it goes to the shareholders.
Yeah, it's interest rate.
And then the rest is
To the bank,
Oh.
70%.
to the bank,
Yeah.
not to the shareholders.
No, less in total interest rate earning before interest and taxes, right?
Uh,
So that would be deducted from the operating sorry, profit, right? Operating profit minus interest and taxes, and then you get profit. So if higher interest means that the probability of having higher net profit is lower,
mm,
right? But in total, the cost of your company is lower.
Wait, so the profitability lies on the operating profit.
Yeah. But again, if you would like to invest all of your return into your company, it's up to the shareholder.
But I think it's actually what I think is like if the return earning is like so much, then what's the purpose of not investing into the company.
Yeah.
I think
One possible cause is that the company doesn't have future options of expanding the business. That's one possible issue.
so.
The other way, if you put so much money in your company without investing it, then there will be a problem with the governance. As a CEO and CEO, you can just take the money. That's the risk of putting so much money in the company. If you invested it, it's okay. It's shareholders' choice. But again, the dividend yield is quite high in comparison with the investment.
I'm still not really
In what part? Why choose borrowing money?
because yeah, what I think is what will they use for retained earning is already out of the dividends. Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
retained earning is like free from the dividends.
yeah,
So
it's a residual.
yeah, free. It's cash that can be used and by the company. So yeah, that's what I. How why do you use why does the retained earning is still considered like more expensive? But I think the 25% is already paid. Like why do we still need to count the 25% of retained earning?
No, I mean the cost. I mean this 25% is already paid, right?
Yes.
But for the future payment, you also have to prepare at least 25% for the dividend yield.
But the 25% is from the current year or the total retained earning?
Current year you have dividend yield of 25%. And then next year, at least you have to maintain your 25%. So it indicates that your company is healthy. If you lower the 25%, then the public, the shareholders, will see that your company has problems. So that's why it's really expensive. Once you give dividend, you have to maintain that kind of percentage. It's your
But for retained earnings, let's just say that this year company profits 100 million and it's taking 25 million for the dividends. Next year they profit another 100 million. They have to pay like 25 on it, not 175 million. Yeah, 25% of 175 million or only 100?
at least 25%. Because you have to maintain
From the 100 million.
yeah, from the total net profit you have for next year. At least 25%. If you move below 25%, then most likely your share prices will also go down. Yeah, that's a choice anyway.
Ya, dan tidak pasti istilah mungkin beberapa kehidupan ya mungkin sudah bisa bagi logika
Ya nggak bisa lagi kita sih.
kayaknya jauh dari pas tes
So for this session, I'd like you to work in group, do the 2-6 problem questions for 15 minutes or 10 minutes. Do this chapter problem question, page 48, sorry, 2-6. Just do it in group.
How many people?
2, 3, 4.
443.
4, 4, 3, yeah, 4, 4, 3 is good. Then you have 3 groups, right? Problem 2-6. My mistake. Sorry, it's on page 48, 49. Sorry, 26 in page 49.
Is it page 6 on 49?
26 for page 49. So review of financial statement, prepare a balance sheet and income statement for segment PTY Ltd from the following scrambled list of
This one.
yeah,
Income statement.
I'll take a screenshot for you.
26 page 49.
So income statement is it like laporan tata rugi?
Yeah, income statement.
Kalau jurnal umum, jurnal perdagangan itu kayak gimana? Kalau
Journal. This general ledger before you create this financial statement, usually you put on general ledger just to record of the trading activities or business activities before you classify it into income statement, balance sheet, and cash flow.
but why are not learning about general ledger?
It's just too technical, so we just
Oh.
focus on this only.
So we won't learn it.
I don't think we are going to learn that
But
unless you are going to accounting.
but this is finance, so we don't go in that. And what is CF?
Cash flow. Cash flow
So
statement.
there's like investment, finance, operation. What is there? I haven't learned that.
This is the cash flow from operating activities, the main business, and that's from investing activities. So if say you invest in more assets, long-term assets like manufacturing facilities, investment activities, and that's different from financing activities. It means you borrow money from the bank, is financing.
So it tracks all the
Yeah.
activities.
Yeah.
Oh, there's no like plus minus. It just tracks all of them.
Plus minus, yes, of course, there's a plus minus if you go from this period to the future period.
Oh.
So then it's carried on. Your remaining cash from the operating activities will be carried on forward.
So cash flow is mengabarkan operation cost, investment, dan finance. Cuma itu aja.
Business operation.
Oh. So,
Yeah.
income statement itu untuk office. For income statement itu untuk office.
Which one? For the 26? Or
Yeah, or the question prepare income statement. Is it all of this or just
no, just from this scrambled information. So you can classify which one goes to income statement and the balance sheet. Right? Good?
itu siapa ini?
So,
in Microsoft Word?
yeah, it's Microsoft Word. One.
So we send it to your email.
So this is just an exercise. We can discuss it later.
Oh,
If you finish.
Oh,
Your income statement.
Yes. Uh, yeah. Try to classify income for asset, liabilities, activities,
About
even depreciation.
depreciation. Berarti masuk depreciation di income.
Harusnya harusnya cash nggak masuk income statement. Iya, harusnya cash itu nggak diambil. Iya, harusnya gitu.
Apa?
Cash itu nggak masuk income statement. Cash nggak.
Iya, tadi bisa.
Prinsip ekspektasi harusnya turun lagi. Iya, berapa? Lah ya.
With that, any problem?
Kita coba lah balance sheet.
So let's have a look at the information there. So depreciation expense to which financial statement? Income statement, balance sheet statement.
What is non-current liabilities?
Current liabilities, yeah, what do you think? That was included to balance sheet statement or income statement?
Yeah, but what is
Non-current, long-term liabilities. Like,
oh, like
yeah, money, borrowing money from the bank for like 10 years.
oh,
Okay, then depreciation expense, income statement or balance sheet statement?
Depreciation,
Depreciation expense,
income statement or
balance sheet statement.
balance sheet.
Balance sheet statement, yeah. Cash,
Cash is also balance
current liabilities, right? Yeah. And then non-current liabilities,
sheet.
balance sheet. Sales,
That's an income
sales equals revenue,
income.
income statement. Right? Account payable, account payable, balance sheet. In which part? The asset or liability? Liability. General and administrative expenses, income statement or balance sheet statement?
well, income statement for oh jadi yang
Income statement is expenses, right? Yeah. And
jadi
property,
sekali
plant,
jawab
and
nomor satu
equipment,
Balance
balance sheet, long-term asset. Notes payable,
payable also balance
balance sheet. Accounts receivable,
ya, maksudnya ini kan
balance sheet.
kamu kan nggak apa ya, ada gitu loh.
Interest expense,
Balance sheet kamu. Iya.
cap statement. Right. Accrued
Karena
expenses,
tulis saja semua atau satu.
expenses, income statement. Right. Ordinary shares, balance sheet or income statement. Balance sheet statement. Cost of goods sold, income statement. Inventory, balance sheet.
Long-term
Inventory, inventory is an asset, right?
baru ini
Balance sheet statement. Tax, income statement. Accumulated depreciation,
balance
balance sheet. Tax payable,
Income.
income statement. Yeah. Retained earning, balance sheet. Yeah. Okay.
Non-current liabilities.
Yeah, try to structure the income statement.
Kalau income statement itu kayak penghasilan. Kalau cash itu kan ya
Yeah. prepare income statement and then prepare balance sheet.
Kayaknya buat distribution. Sales karena kan
It's okay. Prepare a balance sheet. I bisa.
accounts payable itu kayak
Account payable. Ya.
kalau tax payable berarti sama
Payable. Payable berarti deferred tax payment. Don't pay tax this year, defer it for next year.
tax nomor itu tax payable.
Oh, tax payable, yeah.
Dex nggak sih English one?
Same
Apa deh?
for tax payable, yeah. Tax payable.
So what's the thing about tax and tax payable?
Ya, mana memang gitu atau mana sih masuk income apa mana sih masuk? Nggak usah dibikin lah ya.
Yeah, just try to recap the statement.
Enggak, utang dicari sih. Utang dicari. Oleh income statement oke. Ini balance sheet dari Iya. Beban. Iya. Aku kan, ya, aku kan bisa tarik PS. Jadi kalau harus harus sih, kamu sih interest expense.
Any group finish the income statement?
Tapi ini tiga ini kan. Ya, ini bukan. Harusnya
Could you write down in front of the class? Income statement, did you? Please.
Kurangi sales by
goods sold. Jadi ya.
Aku ingat
Ordinary shares. Bukan, ini kan equity. Bukan. Kalau itu belum apa tax. Tax ya. Tax. Enggak, enggak harus itu kan. Biasa income tax payable. Oh, tadi ya, tax, ya kan? Tax, tapi like tax payable harusnya kan. Tapi ini kan ada perspektif. Oh, berarti enggak, harusnya ini enggak ada depreciation expense. Harusnya ini enggak. Harusnya. Aku saya jawab enggak kayak gitu ya. Expense itu kayak beban gitu. Kalau beban gitu, biasanya dipotong neraca.
Yeah, revenue or sales, it's okay.